Good morning, this is Kasturi De. Today I'm going to start the abiotic and biotic components differentiation. This chapter is the ecosystem chapter. I was continuing this chapter. I've started this question answer series of this chapter. So in my previous video, last video, I started with the fill in the blanks, choose the correct answer, and difference between. So some of the difference are left. Okay, in fact one is left, so I'll start with that and continue with the rest of the question answers. Okay, this chapter is according to ICSE syllabus class 8. Okay, so let me start with first is the this abiotic and biotic component differentiation. Abiotic component is a non-living component, chemical and physical. They are the chemical and the physical factors in the environment which affect the ecosystem, and biotic component is a living component which is of the this is also of the ecosystem. Example of abiotic component is water, light, wind, soil, humidity, minerals, gases, etc. And biotic components, we know that it is autotrophs, heterotrophs, decomposers, okay, bacteria, that is examples. Then this abiotic component, they affect the ability of organisms to survive, reproduce, help determine types or number and numbers of organisms able to exist in the environment, limiting factors which restrict growth. Okay, and these biotic components, there's the living things that directly or indirectly affect the organisms in the environment, organisms, interactions, waste, parasitism, disease, and predation. Okay, then this abiotic component is an individual of a species, population, community, ecosystem, biome, and biosphere. And abiotic component is individuals of the species, population. Uh, this is the same thing I've written. So omit this one. I'll tell you this, omit this and this also. Okay, so next we come to, so we there are three differences you can say of this abiotic and biotic component. First is the non-living component, which is the chemical and physical factors which is environment, in the environment, which affect the ecosystem. And biotic component is the living component of an ecosystem. An abiotic component is water, light, wind, soil, humidity, mineral, gases, examples. Then biotic components examples are autotrophs, heterotrophs, bacteria, etc. Abiotic components affect the ability of organisms to survive, to reproduce, to help determine the types and numbers of organisms which are able to exist in the environment. Their limiting factors restrict the growth. Okay, and these biotic components are the living things that directly or indirectly affect the organisms present in the environment, the organisms, their interactions, their wastes, their parasitism, then disease, predation, etc. Okay, next we come to the name the following question. Okay, so the process by which plants make their own food, that is photosynthesis, as name a scavenger, that is the vulture, abiotic components, soil, temperature, water, light, etc. The gaseous envelope of the earth is the atmosphere, and aquatic envelope of the earth is the hydrosphere. Now we come to the definition: ecosystem. All the interacting organisms in an area together with its non-living component constitute an ecosystem. What is ecosystem? It is the all the interacting organisms in an area together with its non-living components constitute an ecosystem. Then what is a food chain? It is a series of organisms linked by the process of eating and being eaten. Food web, it is the complex feeding relationships that contain several food chains. Then we come to the trophic level. What is trophic level? The various steps which represent organisms in a food chain at which transfer of food and energy take place. Then we come to symbiosis. It is a close and long-term relationship between two organisms in which both the interacting organisms benefit. Then we come to parasitism. It is a relationship where an organism lives, that is the parasite, and where the organisms lives in, that is the parasite, and on the other organism, or on the other organism on which the other organism lives, that is the host. okay, and derives food from the host. That is, it is the relationship where an organism lives in on other organism and derives food from the host. That is the main definition, where the organism on which the other organism lives, the on which it is living, that is the host, and the organism which is living on the host, that is the parasite. Okay, next we come to explain briefly. Okay, so in this, life depends on plants. The how can you say that life, what do you mean by this? That is explanation. Then it explains, it's because we can say this because they take in the carbon dioxide from the atmosphere and then it replaces it with oxygen. They are the primary source of food for humans and animals. Okay, plants, that is, the plants are the natural air purifiers. Plants are home for many animals. They are the natural protectors against the sun, shade, that is, they give shade, winds and floods. Okay, the roots of the plants, they soak up the water, and that is how they are the natural protectors against the floods. Then they are used for decoration for houses, offices and the surroundings. Plants are used, so they are also a source of all kinds of materials like paper, food, medicines, furniture, etc. Okay, so that is why life depends on plants. Then we come to decomposers are important. Why can you say that? Because the main role of the decomposer in any ecosystem is to recycle the nutrients obtained, which are obtained from the dead organisms or plants or animals, plant waste or the wastes of the plant and animal excreta. They change these nutrients which are obtained from these organisms, dead organisms, and also the wastes of the organisms into humus, which is essential for the plant growth. Okay, these nutrients are then released into the ecosystem and are available again for the use. Okay, they are again available for the use. Also, they free up the physical space of the dead organisms takes up. When the dead organisms they die, when the organisms die, they take up a space. Okay, so these decomposers, they eat away the dead organisms and they clear up the space, the physical space which are they taking, which the organism when they are dying they are taking. That area, that space is cleaned up, or they are yes, they are cleaned up by the decomposers. Okay, that is why they are freeing up the physical space of the dead organism. Okay, then third is light is an important factor for plants and animals. Why you can you say that? The abiotic factor, light, is most important factor when it comes to plant growth, because it is indispensable for flowering and germination. That is, light is required for, it's very important for flowering and germination. Plant use light to convert inorganic substances like carbon dioxide and water into organic substances. That is, it is absorbing the carbon dioxide and water and it is changing this into organic substances, that is glucose, amino acids, lipids, etc. Okay, then it is indispensable for photosynthesis and provides the basis of the which is the basis of the plant life. Okay, so photosynthesis is occurred in due to light occurrence. Then light is a vital importance for animals also. Why? Because many mammals and reptiles like snakes, turtles, lizards, which come out during the day to bask in the sun, okay, and to raise their body temperatures and become active. That is why we cannot see these reptiles and certain mammals during winter, when the light, or during night. Okay, when they are you have heard of this term, that is hibernation. When there is cold, the temperatures are less, the body temperature becomes less, their body temperature becomes less, and so they cannot move, they cannot become active. Okay, so they cannot be active at that time, and therefore they go for long sleep, that is hibernation. Okay, so during this time, during the day, when the temperature is hot outside, they come out, they become active, they raise their body temperature by the sun and they become active. At the same time, some animals like bats run to hide when the sun come up. There are some animals which are not active during the day, they are active during night, like bats. They are nocturnal animals. They escape the heat of the sun. Indirectly, many nocturnal animals need light too. When they come out in the night, they feed on the living beings that got energy from the sun during the daytime. Okay. Then animals at the ocean floors, they depend on the organic matter that sink to the floors from the surface. Such organic matter contains energy that are first produced by the sun. Okay. So the organisms which are which have absorbed the sun's energy first, they have these organisms, they sink to the floor of the sea and the ocean floors, that is, or sea or ocean, whatever it is, like and after that these animals which live on the floors of the ocean, they eat those organisms to gain that solar energy, to get that energy. So indirectly it is depending on the sun. Then every light triggers the migration of some birds also. Okay. So I stop here. I'll continue with the rest of the question answers in my next video. Please go through this. If you have any doubt, please do write in the comment box, and if you can also give suggestions how to improve my videos, and keep supporting. I have also made a video of my 500 achievement, 500 subscription. So thank you for your support, and please do support like this, so that I can produce you some more interesting videos that can help you. And also please do subscribe, and if you have not subscribed yet, if you are a new viewer to my channel, please do subscribe to get the notification of my next video. Thank you.